What's going on, everyone? In this video, we're going to talk about the hidden costs of purchasing land. Welcome back, everyone. So someone had asked me a question in the comment section in one of the videos in regards to hidden costs of like building a vacation rental. I started putting the video together and realized that there was just a lot of like different costs and hidden costs that it would have been a very long video if I tried mentioning everything. So for this video, I'm just going to focus on the hidden costs of like purchasing land. Now these techniques mainly pertain to like doing a few properties at a time. This information doesn't really pertain to doing like a large subdivision, which there's like way more costs and things to consider. The first cost you're gonna want to think about is some sort of like due diligence fee and an earnest money deposit. I mainly purchase my parcels cash or using investor funds to purchase the land cash. This allows me some flexibility when it comes time to get the loan for the properties. Due diligence and earnest money can vary depending on the size of the parcel and the competitiveness of the market, but usually anywhere between $500 to $1,000 for each has always worked for me. Next is a survey. I always recommend getting a new survey done on the parcel that you're buying. This can be a source of a lot of issues if you're buying a certain parcel and it turns out like the neighbor owns half the land that you thought you were buying. The surveyor can draw up something called a plat, which is essentially the boundaries of the parcel. This is helpful to have for your development plan. Surveys with plats can range wildly. Currently, a 4-acre parcel in my area goes for like a survey on a 4-acre parcel goes for about like $1,000. We are in the process of closing on 15 acres. That survey cost us $3,200. So about like, you can get like a general range. Just call the surveyors in your area. They'll give you general price ranges. The reason that one costs like a little more is because we had to like subdivide the 15 acres into 3 lots. The next items is permits and permit fees. This one is usually up to the investor if they want to start the permit process before getting the loan on the property. Most of the properties we develop require a septic and well permit. I usually pay for those out of pocket before we close because it saves us up to like 3 months. On the back end, like after we get the loan. Things are still pretty crazy with COVID right now, and everything is simply just slower. You'll realize that if you try to like call your city or county offices. Starting the permit process right now, when we go under contract, has helped us ease the pressure with our construction timelines. I usually spend about like $500 for the minor permits prior to closing on the property. And if you don't close, like you do lose that money, but the $500 to me is worth way more than having to wait like 3 more months to get permits after you get the loan. Next is an LLC incorporation fee. Again, this can range anywhere between $150 if you do it yourself, all the way up to $1,000 if you pay someone to do it for you. We hold all our properties in an LLC. And I'm going to be doing a separate video explaining why this is so important. I would recommend getting this started as soon as possible, like right when you go under contract. If you're using a commercial lender or a lender that loans money on short-term rentals, then they will more than likely allow you to hold the title to the property in an LLC. A personal guarantee will probably still be required, but the short-term rental loans you can get today are pretty convenient and competitive. Next is floor plans. This again can range for $500 if you're purchasing already made plans, all the way up to $3,000 if you're doing custom large-scale plans. It also depends how many properties you're building and if each one requires its own plan. Lastly, you will have to consider paying closing costs out of pocket if you're closing with cash. This is usually a flat fee. Attorneys handle closings in North Carolina. My costs for closing here in North Carolina are anywhere between like $800 to $1,200 depending on which attorney I use. So that's a small rundown of some of the basic costs you may run into when you're looking to go under contract for a piece of land. The 15-acre parcel that we're developing right now, we're putting 6 cabins on. I spent close to like $10,000 so far, and we haven't even closed yet. For a smaller project, I would say 1 to 2 houses. I would say, like, if I had to guess, you would probably spend like $3,000 to $5,000 on due diligence costs. Every area is different, so make sure you consult with the right people when pricing out the items that I just outlined. Make sure you lean heavily on your agent and or your GC, and they'll help you find the right people during the due diligence period. Thanks everyone for watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I hope everyone is staying safe, and I'll see everyone on next week's video. Thanks.